What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. We're just going to call it today Snub Day. Ovechkin snubs the All-Star Game, Tim Thomas snubs the White House, and the Oscar Committee snubs Angelina Jolie for Best Director for the Land of Blood and Honey nomination. But hey, who am I judging? Back to hockey and politics, which is why we're here. One of my favorite things, one of my least favorite things, actually, for that matter. As many of you know, Bruins Conn Smythe winner Tim Thomas turned down the invitation to go to the White House with the rest of his teammates, citing that the federal government is growing out of control, threatening the rights, liberties, and property of this people. This is in direct opposition to the Constitution and the Founding Fathers. It's on his Facebook page. It's been published all over the internet. I don't need to read it to you guys. But, it's raised a lot of controversy because, who is he as an athlete to make a political statement? It's a great thing for an American to make a political statement. There's as many views on this as possible. If I'd won the Stanley Cup, I would have gone to the White House, because that's one of the perks of winning the Stanley Cup, and I think it'd be cool to see the White House and get that tour. But I stand by Tim Thomas 100%. He's right as an American to make a choice, and he made a choice that he thought was in his best interest. Was it a choice a lot of us would have made? I don't know. I think a lot of us would have done everything we could to kiss the President of the United States' ass. But I think Thomas did the right thing in his estimation. I think it's admirable. He gave Shirley the heads up a couple months ago he wasn't going to go. I think deep down inside he made a choice that's more commendable than just going with the flow. I really do. I know I would have gone just because that's the cool thing to do, but I think he did. Why fit in when you're born to stand out? And obviously Thomas has, done that in his life. He doesn't do anything by the book if you've watched him stop a puck. And I think it's the same thing in his political views, and I really respect that. I don't think it was a personal FU to President Obama. I'm going to give you my opinion on President Obama. I don't think he's a bad guy. I really don't. I think he's just ill-suited for the role of being President of the United States. That being said, the buffoon before him really screwed this country up. Took away as a Sunday and need to clean up the mess. So, I think it's hard to draw judgment. But, I know Fox News is going to portray Tim Thomas as being a hero for standing up to the president and all that shit, but Fox News can shut the fuck up. I mean, seriously, there's no bigger propaganda in this world than Fox News. I'm sorry. But, I really stand by Thomas's choice to do it, and, hey, we're Americans. We have freedom of choice, and he made a choice, and, that's part of what makes this country great. We don't all have to see eye to eye, but, and the other thing I thought was kind of weird was Thomas was the only American to suit up for the Bees in the playoffs last year, and with the exception of Kampfer. I think he's the only American on the active roster right now. He is, yeah. He's the only American on the roster. So, it's a big thing for him to send a message. But, my favorite athlete sending a message was when Muhammad Ali didn't join the Army in the 60s. Because if you look at what this country, the shape this country's in with this racial segregation, why should Muhammad Ali go to Vietnam and risk his life when he can't even go into a restaurant in Birmingham, Alabama due to the color of his skin? That's my favorite thing of an athlete saying fuck you to the government. But, like I said, I don't think Thomas was doing it for that reason. I think it was to send a message. I mean, look at the SOPA thing last week and the government trying to get into our federal rights and the president okaying torture and, all that shit. So I really, and I don't think they were saying Tim Thomas must hate America's troops, and no, that's not what he was doing. He's done a lot of work, charitable work for the Bruins and on his own to help deployed soldiers from New England. But I think it was his thing to do, and if we're going to send soldiers to fight for our country in Afghanistan and the Middle East for our rights, this is the right we have. Tim Thomas had, and he chose to pursue it. And at the end of the day, I think you can make whatever judgment call you want on it, but he's a free spirit, and I think that's admirable. I think that's something that this country is losing a lot of. I think so many people are brainwashed by political things at a young age. Whether it be their parents. I got two family members that are Fox News addicts. They're both on the loony bin side of the family. If you don't know what side of the family the loony bin is, you haven't known me for 5 minutes. But the Fox News just brainwashes you, and I think that's another thing. I mean, for the first time in my life, I'm ashamed to be a Republican. I really am. I mean, look at the GOP this year. That was a barrel of laughs. Michelle Bachmann, I mean, her mouth was the gift that just kept on giving. The stupid shit that came out of her mouth. I mean, Romney's a buffoon. Gingrich, Jesus Christ, open relationships. Well, Mitt Romney has an open relationship with the Cayman Islands, apparently, with his bank accounts. I don't mean to get sidetracked, but we're going to talk politics and hockey. You might as well make some political jokes. But I don't know what else we should say. Like I said, you go for it, Timmy. And that's it for the Power Play with CJ on Tim Thomas's White House snub. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season.